go ahead. So in this lab, we're going to be able to do exercise 2, which is going to be lab 1, exercise 1, deploying Microsoft Defender for endpoint. So that's what we're doing. And so to do that, we're going to be going to the same portal we're in right now, security.microsoft.com. If we haven't been there, we can just type that in. We're going to hit enter. Under Microsoft Security Center, we're going to log in with our global admin. In this case, we already logged in. It's fine. We're going to click on what it says here, Microsoft 365 Defender, and then settings. So under Microsoft 365 Defender, we're going to click on settings. Under settings, we're going to get a couple options over here. We want to go ahead and enable the Defender for endpoints, or click on endpoints. So we can also do device discovery. So let's click on device discovery now first. On the device discovery, you want to go ahead and actually, check a couple things if we need to. So we can enable, like, let's just say, ad assessment job as a new home, etc. That's what it's telling the new stuff, but we can actually detect Log4j vulnerabilities. We can do a lot of things off the bat. But right now, what we want to do, honestly, is we want to do standard discovery, and we're not going to select the Log4j one. And we're going to do available on the discovery. We're going to do all devices. So that's what we're going to do. And this is all already set up, so we don't have to do much. So it's already set up, so we don't have to necessarily do any changes to it. But if we select this one, like you see, you can get a save option. So in this case, we're not going to be able to change much. So it's going to be just the same as all. And then we can do exclusion as well. We can do monitor network. We can do authenticated scans. We can do so much. So now what we need to do is we need to onboard device. So we're going to go back to settings. We're going to do endpoint. It is a device, which is an endpoint. And in this case, what we will need to click on is we're going to click on where it says onboarding. Scroll down where it says onboarding on the device management. And from the onboarding tab, we're going to want to go ahead and select our deployment method or the endpoint type. So we can click on the onboarding, and then we can click on the drop down menu, and we can select on Microsoft Defender Configuration Manager or Microsoft into Endpoint Configuration Manager, current branch and later. That's basically Microsoft SCCM, or we can do it through Microsoft Intune. That's what we can do. But for the purpose of this, we're gonna download the download porting package and keep it here. This is for local deployment, and so we'll do it for Windows 10, Windows 11, and we will go ahead and download it. Once we download this, you can see that's a deployment package. Now that we did this, we're gonna go check our C drive, and we can right click, extract all, and then run as administrator, and then it will basically onboard this machine. But let's check something here for a second. This machine, it needs to be Windows 10. So it's running Windows 10, so that's fine. So we're gonna come over here to the File Explorer, Downloads, Extract All. And before we do that, we run this, we're gonna check the host name. So that's our host name, Win1. So that's what we're doing. So we're gonna run as administrator to onboard this. Run as administrator, more info, and anyway, hit yes. So we're now gonna hit yes to confirm. And again, when you're doing an Intune version, it's gonna be a lot simpler. You can just simply let it, anytime the device is added to Intune, let it install the Microsoft Defender agent. And that's it. So it's successfully onboarded to Microsoft Defender for endpoint. We're gonna hit NX, continue any button, and then that will basically shut it down. There you go. That is how we can onboard device. Now, if we go to the portal again, as we did this, we want to go ahead and actually do a couple things before we do check the device. But I'm going to be checking the device first to see what our device shows up and how long will it take to show up. So under assets and devices, we need to click on asset and device. Hold on. Here it is. There you go. Our device is right here. It says work group is basically onboarded right now. Next thing is we need to do is we're going to click on the settings and then endpoint, or endpoints rather. And then we're going to click on roles. We want to click on roles. And the roles, we're going to turn on roles. And this is the Microsoft Endpoint Defender for Endpoint Administrator. That's the default. We're going to add a custom role to give access to our help desk in this case, if we wanted to. So we're going to call it Tier 1 Support. And we're going to give it this permission live response capabilities. Advanced live response capabilities. And we're going to give it advanced. So what this means is they can upload a file to the remote device, view a script from the file library, execute a script from the file library. So we're gonna give it that, and we're gonna hit next after that. Now on this side, assign devices, we're gonna assign it to the SGIT. Here it is, SGIT. We're gonna assign them this device and add selected group, and we're gonna go ahead and actually submit this by clicking on submit. This cannot perform the action, RBAC. Okay, something's going on, but it did do what it's supposed to do. It's just being Windows. So we're gonna hit done. So that's done. Now if I refresh it, hit device group, and then here, then it's taking a second. Let me refresh it. Still hasn't updated yet, so we need to wait. Oh, so we might have to do the try again here because we did get that error. So let's try this again. Click here, call it the same thing. It didn't do what it's supposed to do, and Microsoft knows this. So let's do this next. We're gonna go ahead and SGIT. Same step again. This time we didn't get an error. So yeah, there you go. It did it this time. That's a bug within the Defender, so that's why it happens. But we good. We got our group created. We gave our help desk support team the delegated permission. This is what we gave them. They can actually, go ahead and upload file to a remote device, view a script from the file library, execute a script. So this is a good permissions they have. The next thing is we're going to configure device groups. So to do that, same thing. We're going to click on device groups. We're going to add a device group. On the device group, we're going to call this a regular. This is no creativity at all, but that's fine. On the remediated, we're going to say full remediation. Remediate threats automatically. And we're going to hit next. On here, we're going to go ahead on the device tab for the OS condition, select Windows 10. We're going to select Windows 10. So on the device tab, condition, yeah, so we're gonna select Windows 10. So we can select even VIDSP, Windows, I mean, there's so many of them. So we're gonna select Windows 10. We want this to only work with Windows 10. And we can also do the same thing. So we're gonna go ahead and actually select our Windows 10, that's fine. Hit next. We're gonna do show preview tab to show our virtual machine. That's our virtual machine, all right? It's Windows Win1. So for the machine, we're gonna hit next. And then the group tab, we're gonna select, make sure our SG is added to the select group. And then we're gonna hit submit to get it done and hit done. Okay, we're getting this one, that device group configuration has been changed. Apply changes to check matches and calculate group grouping. Hit apply changes, and that's it. So we got what we need to do, and so that is it. So now we did this. We're gonna complete call this lab for the day now, because this lab was ultimately, it's all about pre-staging this one. On the next lab, we're gonna get into more deep dive on the SC200 certification, and that's going to be, this lab was all about deploying Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, and it's lab 1. Exercise 1. So let's continue next, and I'll do that in the next lab. So thanks for watching. Please give a like if you like this type of video, and have a great rest of the day. Peace. Bye-bye.